On today's episode, we do trivia that you've always wanted to do. How many parents got into a brawl and where? Telsa owners hate the cold, as well as Tinder for dogs? But before we get into the show, which country pop star was born Ellen Regina Edwards? Find out next on the Blitz Morning Show.
This is my moonshine rhyme. You know I'm staying drunk most all of the time. I say goodbye to the world, then I guzzle again. Kick back, relax, drinking with my friends. This is my moonshine rhyme. You know I'm staying drunk most all of the time. I say goodbye to the world, then I guzzle again. Kick back, relax, drinking with my friends. Hey.
Good morning, everybody, and you are tuned in to the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel, and I am your host for today. And probably quite distanced down the future. Alrighty. Okay. Before we get into the show, we do have one question for trivia that you are dying to figure out. Which country pop star was born Ellen Regina Edwards? Let me just take a little bit of time, get you to figure out possibly the answer. So let's just kind of relax. All right, time's up. The person is Shania Twain. I knew she had a different name and that Shania Twain wasn't her real biological name, but I didn't realize that's what it was. It was kind of interesting. Just like the next one that I will be doing for you guys in roughly about 8 minutes. I do have quite a bit of topics that we're going to be talking about today, as well as something that I forgot to do on Friday, is to read a certain book. It is The Wonky Donkey. Yeah, I'm actually going to read you guys a book called The Wonky Donkey. It's actually kind of a cute book, so that will be probably after the very first break. So stay with us, listen to The Wonky Donkey, and have fun. In the intro, I did say that there was parents that got into a brawl. Scrolling through Twitter, and all of a sudden it pops up 30 parents brawl at a youth hockey game. This is getting scary and sad at the same time. Because, you know, society's trying to teach the youth and even the older generation fighting isn't everything. You need to calm down. They're starting to have anti-bullying things going on. Police, where I'm from, actually have a bullying law. It doesn't matter what age you are, aka a little bit older, you can actually get charged for bullying. It's weird. I'm not sure what to think about it, but hockey games really do. I guess it's just not hockey. There's also football too. Last year, or this previous season with the NFL, there was a lot of videos going around of people getting into fights with fans, people getting thrown down the levels of seating. It's there. But when you have 30 parents brawl at a youth hockey and we're trying to teach our kids not to fight, what kind of role model are you? Pretty sure it would kind of look cool. And one time I got into a fight at a hockey game, and it wasn't like a huge hockey game. It was kind of like one of those beer leagues. That part was a little funny since it was a beer league, and there was a guy off in the other stands, and he was kind of being, I don't know, his body language was trying to make him seem like he was a coach, walking back and forth. His hands were behind his back, just it perturbed me. So I started imitating him. Then from the imitation, it got to the point where he pushed me, and thank God I caught myself. And one of my buddies is like, "Go sit down." It's like, okay. So I go sit down, and the rest of the guy was beaking me, and he said, "I'll see you in the lobby." It's like, okay. Can you go grab some snacks from the lobby? He didn't like it, and by the end of the game, I looked over and he was gone. It's like, oh, time to fight in the lobby. Walk over into the lobby, not there. It's like, okay, he's outside waiting. Walk outside, still wasn't there. It's like, huh. Quite interesting. This guy's nowhere nearby. Oh, there it is. So, he must have just left and said, screw it. This little punk isn't worth it. And I seriously don't blame him for leaving. I was like 150 pounds soaking wet. So by the time that all said and done, he would have kicked my ass, because he was probably in his 40s, about 50 pounds heavier. Would have got my ass kicked. And I'm not even joking upon that part. You know, everybody's experienced all this cold weather that's coming down from the Arctic, making temperatures in the low minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit with wind chills of minus 50. Some of you, I'm pretty sure you're kind of looking at your vehicle, kicking it, going, God damn, my vehicle's not even running because it's so frozen. Well, there's a news report that came out about somebody in Winnipeg that said that his Telsa has been losing about 40% of his battery energy in the recent cold snap, but it hasn't made any real difference on the road. 40% of your battery life gone. That is insane. I don't even know how you would really compare. Because if it's battery-wise, that would be really scary. Like, I understand if you're, say, in California, Florida, or even in Arizona, Nevada, and Nirvana. In those places, like with the warm climates, I totally understand it is something that could really work, especially if there's a huge population, like LA or possibly even New York. But when you're living in the extreme cold, like from November to March, like say up here in Canada, in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, even parts of Northern Ontario, the battery life might get kicked just a little bit because of the cold weather. I know some of these guys, they don't factor in the far north. Most of the times that they go do testing is in California due to the heat, due to the gridlock, due to things like that. It's interesting to see how everything does officially come out. But 40% of power, that's like basically you filling your tank up, say 100 liters, and the cold snap hits, and all of a sudden you lose 40 liters of gasoline in your vehicle. Of course, it's not going to affect how your vehicle runs. You're just going to have less energy to get from point A to point B, and you might have to charge it. Scary, I tell you. All right. Trivia question number 2. Then we'll head into the break, come back, I'll tell you the answer, then we will get into the wonky donkey. All right. Question number 2. What is the better known stage name for Robin Fenty? Robin Fenty. Well, I'm just going to sit back, let you think about it, because everybody knows who this person is. And hit me up on Twitter at The Blitz Morning and tell me if you got it right off the bat. Well, we'll see you right after the break. This is The Blitz Morning Show, and I am Toby Brendel, your host, and I will see you in a bit. welcome for staying with me through the break. Before we continue, I'm giving you a heads up. I am going to probably make half of you go to sleep, where the other half of you, you're going to laugh your asses off with the storybook that I'm going to read you. It's called The Wonky Donkey. Snowplows, I hate them with a passion. But, alright. So, here is my little bit of a reading of The Wonky Donkey. Okay, everybody. I'm going to read you a little story. The story is called The Wonky Donkey, and it was written by Craig Smith. Okay, you guys ready? All right. I was walking down the road, and I saw a donkey, and he only had 3 legs. He was a wonky donkey. I was walking down the road, and I saw a donkey. He had 3 legs and 1 eye. He was a winky wonky donkey. I was walking down the road, and I saw a donkey. He only had 3 legs, 1 eye, and he liked to listen to country music. He was a honky-tonky, winky, wonky donkey. I was walking down the road, and I saw a donkey. He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music, and he was quite tall and slim. He was a lengthy, honky-tonky, winky, wonky donkey. Stupid thing. I was walking down the road, and I saw a donkey. He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music. He was quite tall and slim, and he smelled really, really bad. He was a stinky, dinky, lanky, honky, tonky, winky, wonky donkey. I was walking down the road, and I saw a donkey. He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music. He was quite tall and slim. He smelled really, really bad. And that morning, he got up and hadn't had any coffee. He was a cranky, slinky, dinky, lanky, honky, tonky, winky, wonky donkey. I was walking down the road, and I saw a donkey. He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music. He was quite tall and slim. He smelled really, really bad. That morning, he got up early, and he hadn't had coffee. And he was always getting up to mischief. He was a hanky-panky, cranky, stinky, donkey, lunky, honky, tonky, winky, wonky donkey. I was walking down the road, and I saw a donkey. He only had 3 legs, 1 eye. He liked to listen to country music. He was quite tall and slim. He smelled really, really bad. That morning, he got up early, and he hadn't had any coffee. He was always getting into mischief, but he was quite good looking. He was a spunky, hanky-panky, cranky, stinky, dinky, lanky, honky, tonky, winky, wonky donkey. He was walking down the road, and I saw a donkey. Hee-haw! And that, children, was the Wonky Donkey. Hope you enjoyed. Alrighty, that was a little bit of a story time with me. A very unique little segment, but I thought some of you could have got a kick out of it. Let's get back into the show. Let's talk about real topics. Topics that are absolutely insane. Tinder. I'm pretty sure quite a bunch of you have been on Tinder. Not to get dates, but But how about Tinder for dogs? Wait, what? Yes, you heard me. Tinder for dogs. It's something that you're not really thinking too much of. But there was a guy in the Ukraine who decided to create an app for pet dogs that are strays, that are in animal shelters. So basically you download it and you'll swipe left, right, whatever. And if you find a pet, you can actually go and see and adopt it. There's been reports from the creator of Tinder for Dogs saying that there's going to be other animals added to this style app. So just not dogs, it's going to be cats, hamsters, rabbits, birds, etc., to help maintain the pet population or help these guys find homes where the chances of surviving where they are is like really, really slim, just because of the conditions, the overpopulation. I think that it is a great idea, but the one part that I have an issue with here in Canada is you'll have these people who own stores. They'll go to the local shelter, bring in, say, a cat or a dog, and to get it, you have to pay $150. I do understand where the fee goes into. So if you pay $150, it goes back into the shelter to help maintain the shelter itself. Sometimes you have to pay a certain amount, then have a deposit, and once you get your animal spayed or neutered, you get that deposit back. There's other ways of doing this. I did have a little bit of a, not a disagreement or argument, but I voiced my opinion, saying there's sometimes not a lot of people who can fork up $250 to adopt a pet, get it spayed, neutered, etc. So they're just looking for a free pet, things like that. I totally understand the one, but at the same time I can understand the other way. When I was in a different city, what was it? A couple of years ago, I was at a pet shop, and I think the adoption fee was $25. I'm looking at it going, why is this particular animal only $25 where other cities will have it at $150? And the lady goes, there are companies around the city that will actually donate money to help get the animal spaded, neutered, get the shots, checkups, things like that. So it's the donations that these companies do to help further and enhance animals to get adopted, because everything is done. The $25 basically pays for the food, the litter, or paper, or whatever, for the store to keep these animals going. So I mentioned it to the local pet shop where I live, and they just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Hey, anything helps. All right. It's about to hit the break. So let's get the final question for our trivia day out and about. All right. The question is, which guitar innovator and player has a range of Gibson guitars named after him? Find out right after the break. It's the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel, and I will see you in about 30 seconds. And we are back right after the break. Thank you for staying with us. It's the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel. Thank you for staying with us. And the final question for today. Which guitar innovator and player has a range of Gibson guitars named after him? I'm pretty sure as soon as I said guitar, there's quite a few of you who knew the answer. Then as soon as I said innovator, boom, even more people know who I'm talking about. I'm not even going to bother stalling, give you time to think about it. Because why should I when you probably know who the exact guy is? Because this guy is like a legend. I even know who he is. And if I know who he is, then that means most of you should. In other words, there's times where you've heard of this name, you know exactly. If you listen to music, rock, alternative, heavy metal, you know they've mentioned about it. If you're into any kind of music on that side of the genre, you know exactly what guitar name are on these guitars. Do you see what I did there? I extended it. Les Paul. That's the answer. The answer for the guitar innovator, his name is Les Paul. See, I told you guys would know. Alright, finally, let's get this crap all figured out. I got about 3 more topics, and 2 of them are really, really interesting. Okay, first of all, yes, I know, Fortnite. Toby, what are you doing talking about it? Well, Fortnite is the newest addiction in my household, alright? I have to sit there and watch at least 2 to 3 hours of Fortnite when I get home from work. Then if I wake up and do my thing, it's going to even be longer. This past weekend, the electronic dance artist Marshmello decided to have a concert on Fortnite. So when the concert was taking effect, you logged in, you go to the screen, and there was only one thing you could click on. You click on that, and it went straight to the concert. And apparently, around 10 million plus players tuned in or got onto the systems to watch Marshmello perform in a concert. 10 million people. And of course, you know, the news outlets are trying to take it, wrap it around their finger, and try extending it more and more by doing things like, is this the new wave of concerts where you can tune in on your game system and watch? It could be, but I highly doubt it. There's just something about having a concert feel where you can go in, see your actual musicians that you've paid huge attention to over these years and years and years. Like, there's a bunch of musicians that I want to go see, but of course they'll never hit Regina. So they'll go to Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Minneapolis, things like that. But it'd still be nice to kind of see them. And I wouldn't really want to go on one of my... like, for example, if... one of my favorite games. Come on. Oh, NHL 2K5. Like back in the day. If I go on and all of a sudden it says, free concert from Baby Bash. Click here. If I wanted to listen to Baby Bash's music, I'd use my music within my computer, my MP3 player, things like that. YouTube. But I just want to play the goddamn game. But the concept is a great idea, and if they're willing to work with you, I have no disagreements with it. Do it. If you can get advertisement for money, do it. It could be one of those things where it could be only for Fortnite, like what Marshmello did. And even some of the skins that you could get would be Marshmello's head, his outfit, his dances. So, I'm pretty sure Marshmello forked over, got a little bit of change for it, so good for him. Thumbs up. Speaking about music, let's stay kind of in that genre. What the hell is going on with the rap scene? Holy Jesus. I know the newer generation is a little weird, but god damn do I have to teach my kids what to listen to. I'm not saying this because they listen to it now, but if music is going in this particular direction, we are absolutely effed. Some of you have listened or heard Lil Pump, right? Okay, if you never, one of his best songs that I've listened to was done with Kanye West when they were like in the Roblox outfits. If you listen to some of his other music, holy god dang it, is it horrible. I know I'm sounding like how our grandparents were back in the day, looking at our parents and going, "What the hell are you listening to? Jesus, can't even understand that crap." Two songs that I have to bring up because it's so bad. One of them, the first real introduction to Lil Pump was a song called Gucci Gang. Could be thinking, okay, Gucci Gang, whatever. What's so big about it? Talking about like clothes and things like that. You want to know what the chorus is? You probably have guessed it right now. It's Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. That's the chorus. I sure hope that isn't, but that's basically what the song is. Gets out of the car, looks at the camera and goes, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. What? Then he released another song within the last 2 weeks called Racks on Racks. And there are periods in the song where he goes racks on racks, racks on racks, racks on racks. What the F? Our music, our society of music. I'm not usually negative, but my God, is it horrible. Guys, I don't know what to think. I do not know what to do. But I know what I can tell you guys to do. I want you to go to YouTube and listen to some good rap music. I know. Is rap music actually good? And the answer is yes. Okay, stop looking at your phone or computer and just hear me out. There's a rap artist, his name's Tom MacDonald. And I can't remember exactly why I clicked on it, but I'm glad I did, because some of his music has got to be the most realist music you will ever hear. And what do I mean by realist? I mean, it gets down to the point. It's the truth. What you think he says. And there's just sometimes when people say, oh, Eminem's a realist, he'll say what you're thinking. No. Tom is better than Eminem. Send me all your hates at coffeeman_radio. One of the difference between Eminem and Tom is Tom will basically spit the truth, and he doesn't, well, I guess he can't really say that. He will have an attack once in a blue moon, like he did an attack on mumble rappers, their lifestyles, what they do, what they drink, what they take, etc., etc. But then you have Eminem, who he just does tons and tons of attack rap. Alright, well, I'm going to finish this. I think it's about one more time for a beautiful break. Then after the break, we will come back and I'll finish telling you about Tom MacDonald. You are listening to the Blitz Morning Show. My name is Toby Brendel, and I will see you right after this.
This is my moonshine rhyme. You know I'm staying drunk most all of the time. I say goodbye to the world, then I guzzle again. Kick back, relax, drinking with my friends. This is my moonshine rhyme. You know I'm staying drunk most all of the time. I say goodbye to the world, then I guzzle again. a drink, vibe with me for a moment, taste and tell me what you think. I love liquor.
Okay, I pressed the wrong button again. I really need to get these buttons a little bit more, not real, but figured out. All right, you're tuned in to the Blitz Morning Show. I thank you for staying with us through the break, and let's finish up the show. But before we end the show totally 100% till Friday, I was talking about Tom MacDonald and how he's so much different than Eminem, where Eminem likes attacking people, doing diss tracks. Basically, Eminem's kind of like a diss rapper. Where Tom MacDonald, he does do the disses, but he tends to focus on things that people in everyday life have an effect. He's talked about times where... Politically Incorrect is a great song. White Boy, that's kind of more or less focused on the Caucasian, there we go, I knew I was going to say it, the Caucasian skin tone. Then there's another one that he just released called I Wish. But with the Politically Incorrect, what he's doing with that particular song is he's just trying to bring subjects, ideas, topics, things like that to the forefront, and he's kind of making fun of how'd you say it, the issues of today. Like, for example, he mentions about if he says something's retarded, it's ruined your weekend. Halloween, you can dress as anything that you want except for this, 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 and this. So he's kind of pinpointing subjects that have been in the news, will be in the news forever, and switch it around and saying, this is what's hurting you. Grow up. Grow a pair of balls, etc., etc., etc. With White Boy, he's basically did a song about how he's white, he's proud. Why are you putting me in a pool from way back when our ancestors were using slaves on their... And he says, I'm not them, I'm not a Nazi, I'm not this, I'm not that, you're afraid that I'm speaking my truth. I recommend those two. Go check it out. I am Tom MacDonald. But the latest one that he has did and is getting not bashed, but it's opening people's eyes, as in there are so many people that have been affected by this. And I don't care who you are. There's times where you think back of your past saying, man, I wish I was 7 years old. I wish I was 10 years old. Man, I wish I was this age. And that's what he's basically being. It's kind of getting deep into his heart, saying, I'd love to be back with a Nintendo and a toy box full of toys. It's a brilliant, brilliant song. And there are actual times where some of us feel like that, where the amount of stress that's going on, with the amount of destruction within our news outlets, hatred, and sorry guys, I just met another plow and I have like zero visibility. It's things like that that we think of, we dream, we want. And he just brings it to the forefront, saying, I wish I was this. And it kind of gives a new feel of an artist. I highly recommend going on YouTube and searching for Tom MacDonald. Don't listen to the hate. listen to the words. Some of you can actually relate to these words for the songs just because of the most realist part of it. Like, it's absolutely insane. And with his latest song, I Wish, yes, I wish I could go back and live my childhood. Like, it was absolutely touching, and it sucks because every time I listen to it, I cry. Tom, I give you a shout out. Keep up the good work. HangoverGang.com. Make sure you check it out. And it's absolutely unbelievable what he does for the people. Anyway, it's almost 40 minutes, one of my longest episodes in quite a while, and I don't want to push over top of that because I don't want to do another commercial break, come back, and finish it up. So I might as well just finish it up now. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to email me at theblitzmorningshow@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/theblitzmorning. You can also follow us on Twitter at theblitzmorning. Yeah, that's right. Or if you want to send me hatred, you can also tweet me at coffeeman_radio. I will always be open for conversation. If you have anything that I would like to, or that you want me to talk about, if you have any questions for question call next Monday, send them in. I want to hear them. I want to answer them. I want you to kick ass. All right? Well, what I'm going to basically do is let you guys go, and I will see you on the flip side.